Welcome to clickmyproject. Our project title is Growing Grapes in Your Computer to Defend Against Malware. The main contribution of the process to accept of malware, since some sophisticated malware that can be bypassed the signature reduction would emerge with the development of the defense system. New defense mechanisms will be required. At the same time, our proposed work considers the case of OS targeting malware, although most of the current existing malware is OS targeted. Cross OS malware will emerge and propagate in the near future. How to efficiently deploy the defense with the consideration OS malware is other important problem. To according this, we can affect the affected malware can be avoided using the client server communication between the monitoring the client process. This is the flow of process. Initially, we built the server-client communication. In the server processing the client monitoring and the client acknowledgement and upload the content based on the client request. In client side, client registered the details into the server, then client login based on the server's acknowledgement, and then upload the content and develop the client communication. After that, file processing can be take place. In file processing, the clustering process based on the user servers and the client processing. Client sends a request to the server who wants to sends the file. In server side, monitoring process and validation process that takes place. In client select the file from the directory and store to the server side. The server accept the request of the client and monitoring the client request and validate the file request to the client. Then cluster the IP address that it can be evaluated on the basis of the IP regarding the client registration. Now the demo of the process. Initially start the server, right click on home.java on server, click run file, click enter, then we can run the client. The client and servers are run on the side by side as a simultaneous process. Click client registration, give ID, then client name, then click client location, password, send request to the server, then select the server home, start server started successfully, monitor registration. The client registrations are monitored by the server side. Then click acknowledgement, then the acknowledgement can be received on the client side. Client can register into the server, then upload the contents, then go to the next process. In this process, a client needs to log in into the server, so give the ID, give the password, send login request to the server. Client logins are monitored and the monitoring are acknowledged to the client side. Monitoring successfully. Then click upload button to client login details updated successfully. Then go to the further process. Get the file content. Choose file. Any of the files can be chosen. Then file creation requests are sent to the server. Requested files are monitored and the acknowledgement sent to the client. Receive the acknowledgement from the client side. Then update into the data. Then go to the file reading. Enter the file what we are going to search. file is request are sent to the server side. System log file search results are created, then reply list are followed to the client side. The list of files are shown. File content requests are sent to the server. Get file content from the server. Content file reading process updated successfully. Then click view content. We need to download the file. We just should give the file name which we want to download. List requests are sent to the server side. Select the files. File download requests are sent to the server. Monitor reply or get client file download process updated successfully. Click file download successfully. Then create the directory for users. Directory creation requests are sent to the server side. Monitor directory creation requests are verified. Then reply for request. That means that acknowledgement sent to the client. The monitor request are received server messages create directory. Then update request. Client directory creation process updated successfully. Then create directory. Directory are created successfully. Click system log file. Get log file. Click from graph. Click form graph. We can get the performances of the client. Then click cluster creations. Form cluster. These are the cluster details what we are the client requested from the server. Update behaviors of the client. Then click label and commit. Label and commit responses for the cluster and their client locations and the time settings whatever the client processes and client behaviors are shown here. And fix it the malicious cluster here. That is the clusters considers any malicious clusters or not. Check malicious users. Apply compression. Cluster 2 does not have a malicious and also cluster 3 and cluster 4. Successfully compression applied. Compressions are applied for find out the malicious users is present or not. Then click cluster combining and performance. Combining clusters. Cluster system log file is combined successfully. Click time complexity, which shows the time complexity between the user existing and proposed system. Existing system receives the high proportion system. Thank you.